And with that, I believe we should be live. So, greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, and today we are going to be discussing nation formation. Oh, wait, I forgot the most important part. I'm joined by the Vector Maximus and Darkest Light, yes.
Hello.
Yes, yes. And, oh, let me just pull that to the side. We are a little bit behind as well because we missed the Aragon one, so we'll see if we can't get back around to that one as well. I just had there we go. Now I've got my actual view of the stream chat up. Delightful. Right. So it's Saint Dave because Johan is busy today. Allegedly busy.
He's just on siesta.
He's supposedly busy. Yes. This is what happens when they all move to Spain. Yes. So instead, he will walk us through the Tinto talk on formable countries. Hello, Rasak. Hello, George Caton. Yes. Greetings. I'm curious. The fact that there is even a Tinto talk about formable countries implies that there is more to it than there used to be, but we'll see. So I'm curious. Though actually there's some tradition things or tech things. So yes, formable countries are new tags you can swap to. Yes, they're historical conquests or things that never materialized. Makes sense. Makes sense. But the vision behind Formables is to offer role-playing and historical immersion, and supporting player fantasies rather than modifier stacking. Well, that's good. That's good. I like that. I do not like the modifier stacking, although I believe there will be some people I need to convince that it is a good thing. I do know some people who love the modifier stacking into oblivion. But unfortunately, I played too much Civ 6 to appreciate modifier stacking anymore. But this will change your country name, national flag, and map color. So while you may unlock some content, such as advances or minor unique content, the tag change is often the goal in itself. Okay. So theoretically, there's gonna be less in the way of you formed the country, and now they have this super epic unique mechanic that allows them to, I guess,
I believe that's the
like
implication, yeah.
the implication is we don't have like the Mughals thing anymore, for example. you you don't have anything where yes you form this country and then the breaks the game. Um, I was actually just having a conversation with folks the other day about how Germany works in EU4 and how Germany is such a ludicrously powerful country, but then they make it because of all of its modifier stacking ability. But then they also make it break the rules where normally when you're an empire, you
Oh, the cultural union
yeah
mechanics.
yeah it's the one country in the game that doesn't get that. Just for me. But this game doesn't have that concept because there is no such thing as a culture group, and I highly doubt that just becoming an empire will allow you to um completely accept for free every single culture that is in the Germanic group if you're Austria, for example. But we have the example here of that the Spanish, once you form Spain, you are able to get a couple of unique texts to Spain specifically, which is you can get some extra artists, and your artists have more skill, and you can get a navy tradition boost. Hmm. Spain gets you unique advances in the later ages, but not all do. Huh. So sometimes, yeah, and the implication is that sometimes there will be countries. Hello, Gamals. So the implication is that some countries will not actually get anything for forming them. Rather than your country changing automatically every age, why is this reference to Civ 7?
Yes.
Yes.
Rather than your country changing automatically every age. Oh, you achieve it by completing certain object. You know, hold on. I had already been thinking about it, but now I need to. That proves it to me. I was thinking of making my one of the next videos I wanted to do, something where I explained where I talked about how like there's on one side the Tinto talks, and then on the other side like the Tinto talks from like Paradox, and then on the other side you have Firaxis and Civ where they never listen to literally anything the fans say. And I kind of want to make a video just complaining about that, complaining and praising at the same time, which is what I do best. Yes. Yeah. Unlike in certain games, you don't automatically change your country every age. You achieve it by completing certain objectives. Usually you'll need to control a certain percentage of a predefined location or region. Scandinavia needs 75% of the locations in Scandinavia region, for example. And yes, since the Tinto talk today, I assumed it was pretty small. That we will be doing Aragon as well. I have it open up at the top of the screen, actually. There's typically additional requirements as well, such as your primary culture belonging to a certain culture group. Forming Spain requires you and all the independent countries in Iberia to be Christians, as well as it is thematically closely tied to the Reconquista being completed. Iberian Muslims have the reverse rules for forming Al-Andalus. Oh no. Oh no.
Have fun with that Granada game.
What? You have to get rid of every single Christian nation that's independent?
Cope.
That's a lot. Oh, in EU4, isn't it just like the bottom third of the region? Do you just like need
It's
Cordoba?
it's even less because it's essentially just Granada left.
No, I mean no, I mean in EU for forming the country, you
Oh
just need
yes,
like
for
Cordoba.
forming it, you have to have Cordoba in like 12 provinces or something like that,
Yeah, it's cake.
which essentially means you just have to conquer up to Toledo.
Yeah, win one war against Spain and you can do it. Kind of thing.
Cordoba, Valencia, and Toledo. I want to say you need to have those three.
Oh, okay, well, that's a little much. That's a little much, but you still, you know, that's still not all of the all of the continent. What? That's not the whole peninsula. Hmm.
Yeah, you have to own Murcia, Almeria, Granada, Seville, Cordoba, Gibraltar, Jaén, Cadiz, Albacete, Huelva, and then either Beja and Algarve or Alicante and Sativa. And yeah, I probably just butchered. I
Let's
probably just
move
butchered all
on
that
anyway.
Spanish. My apologies.
Well, okay. I actually kind of like the not requiring specific like the specific locations. Um, this is saying because this is a predefined set of locations. This is saying like a percentage, and then there's like you need a percentage of Scandinavia. It's not like you need a percentage of you need like this many locations in the Scandinavia region, and then also you need Stockholm and like
Your capital must
Bergen
be
or
in
something.
Stockholm because Paradox will
Yeah.
not suffer a Scandinavia not ruled from Stockholm.
Actually the only city. They're just like you need to own like 75% of Scandinavia and also have your capital in Stockholm for no particular reason. Uh, which is obviously the best place for the capital. Duh, guys, don't you get it? But Where was I going with this? I don't fucking know. Anyway, moving on. Oh, I was going with this. I'm curious whether this is Dave just not mentioning that you also need. It's like you need to. I'm curious if this is Dave forgetting to also mention you need specific locations. So, yeah. Did miss the small flavor that their units get experience to then upgrade into the better special ones. So that mechanic is a thing. What? So in oh yeah, I got a comment that's from yeah. So because you research better tech and then no, it's Molly specifically. Molly specifically is able to upgrade its already existing units into the better ones once they research them. Other people need to like re-recruit them or something. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I had gotten a comment about it. Um, continuing along though, one of the yes. Oh, one of their special units into the better special one. Yes. Yeah, the elite one. There's like their unique unit that and then you can use once they get experience they can upgrade into the one that's described as the elite soldiers. Some are directly tied to actions in international organizations like the Holy Roman Empire or the Ilkhanate. Ooh. Oh, I want to form the Ilkhanate. I want to take over the international organization and form it. I wish they would talk about how the Ilkhanate works, because I know Dark is fiending to know about how that international organization works. He is frothing at the mouth. Formables also have a tier that represents their natural order of precedence. You can only form countries that are the same or higher tier than you. For example, England is tier 2, and they can form Great Britain, tier 3. But Great Britain cannot form England. The AI will only form countries that are a higher tier. For shame. Oh no. And yes, the tier system is literally Imperator realms. Yes, I do love that. I do love that they've got the tier system for nation formation from Imperator Rome. It's a very good concept. It makes it very readable in comparison to EU4's just
is endgame tag.
Endgame tag. Yeah. So that there's no more there's no more playing hot potato with your nation's identity as you like
you don't have to make a million exceptions for is not HRE, is not Papal State, is not Rome, is not Byzantium.
And then wherever they make mistakes and leave those out in the code, then people will just like be like, "Oop, unstate this, state this, dev this up, culturally convert this. That's now my primary culture, and now I can form the Timurids now. I know I was playing the Byzantines, but now I'm the fucking Timurids. I mean, I don't think you can do that as the Byzantines, but it's the kind of thing I'm talking about. To find a new Joffrey who is less reliable. What? The one day I do this on time and you're working. I'm sorry, that's what the VODs are for, buddy. This is why I don't do it on Twitch. I have people routinely trying to get me. Feel like, well, why aren't you on Twitch? Why aren't you YouTube? I'll tell people I stream stuff, and they're like, what? How many followers do you have? I'm like, no subscribers, and they're like, what? You have so many? You have 2,000 subscribers almost? Oh, and I'm like, no, not on Twitch. No, it's just YouTube, And then they're like, well, why aren't you on Twitch? Like, it's bad. Twitch bad. People can't watch my stuff. Most of the people that watch my stuff watch the VODs. They want to see the bald man rant in retrospect, and that's how I used to be when I used to watch people do this sort of thing. Oh, also we do. If I had more time today after this, I'd be as Vector had brought up before we started, doing the Crusader Kings dev diary, but I do not exactly have time for that, I believe. Moving along though, I keep stalling because as usual. But yes, the tiers. We like the tiers in this house. There are 3 settings to the relevant game rule. I like game rules. I like these. Only historical formable countries. Good, good. So they won't form stuff like, I don't know. I don't know. the Angevin Empire or some shit. I don't fucking know. Allow plausible formable countries. Examples like Germany and Italy. Oh, so yeah, they're countries that form eventually, but didn't form in the game's time span. Makes sense. And then what is a historical formable countries such as the North Sea Empire, which is a tier 4 for controlling Britain and Scandinavia, and a tier 5 Europa.
You know, I was looking at 2, and I'm wondering, what about Belgium?
I do hope Belgium is a formable. That would be fun. Mind you, it is a formable country that is within another formable country, and they're both small, but still. Yes, Europa tier 5. Whoa! It's a clue!
Holy
Eureka,
shit!
that's a clue!
Does that mean that we get Earth tier 6?
Earth tier 6. Tier 6 formable nation. Earth.
Conquer the whole planet. Earth.
So you get Terra is tier 6 because the sequel to EU5 is going to be Terra Universalis. So I would love that. Unironically, I would love there to be a formable nation called Terra that's a tier 6 formable. That would be very fun, actually. Don't know how you'd ever get people to agree on what color it would be, though. Belgium should be IRL. Belgium is not a real country. I don't know what this word is. So some countries have different flags depending on the exact manner of their formation. If you form Great Britain as Scotland, it looks like this.
God, I hate this.
Oh,
That's so based.
Oh,
that is so based.
Oh,
that is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It's a terrible. We've got the duality of man. We have Gamalt saying, Scotland dominant flag is so ugly. I want it now. And then Rasak does it. That is terrible. No. Yeah, I am very much in the camp of this looks horribly cursed. I need it. Give it to me now. This is fantastic. I love how it's just the Scotland flag in front of England instead. Instead of the English cross being in front of the Scottish cross, it's the other way around. And it all looks so wrong. Oh. And some formables come with treats to sweeten the deal. You can unify the Russian culture group. What?
So it can happen.
So culture groups are things?
I guess so. Which I suppose makes sense. I mean, we've seen like cultures can have multiple attributes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what that. So it's possible that say that there's a bunch of cultures, Muscovite versus Novgorodian versus Ruthenian versus Belarusian, something like that, perhaps. And this is where I'm curious. All of those perhaps have the Russian tag in them because
Yeah.
a culture can have multiple attributes. So I wonder if it either means they'll all be accepted as default, kind of treated like EU4 cultures, or if unifying a culture group will subsume all the cultures and flip them into a unified culture. So Novgorodian and Muscovite and any of Ruthenian or Belarusian you control will merge into the Russian culture. I wonder, because those are the two different ways I could see them doing this.
George Cotton, yes, we do know that they covered cultures and how they're like Victoria's cultures where they have a cultural heritage that you can have multiple heritages that you have. It's just surprising to see the term culture group mentioned because that was not said before. Uh, oh no, the Ukrainians do not like this. I can assure you. Yes, I have been seething internally as I've been reading this and just not saying anything about the fact that I'm waiting for the opportunity to just go on a rant and say, if there is no Kievan Rus formable that does the same thing, I will explode.
Well, so something that they've mentioned is that depending on culture, there's cosmetic text for essentially the same tag, but it has different names. So I could
Yeah.
see them, it's still the Russian tag technically, but if you're Ukrainian culture, it's renamed Kievan Rus or what have you.
If they changed the flag and maybe did something with the name, and it's really you form the same tag because yeah, because it's the same goal, then yeah, that'd be cool if they had different spins on it for the a couple of different cultures. Yes, exactly. Aim. Yeah, if Kiev can found Russia and they change the name slightly. Mind you, I was about to say make it like the make it a more Ukrainian version of the word Russia, but Russia is already the anglicized version of Russia of the Russian word, so so yeah, that doesn't really work either. Hmm. Well, in any case, but yeah, the country rank becoming empire is nice as well. Interestingly, though, yeah, Russia's a tier 4, so you can actually still form. You can form Europa after that. Oh God, there's 37 out of 31. I guess those are the areas you need or something.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's size requirements in a particular region. So
Shows you the when formed, not the how to form.
You can't have the military order government reform.
Rip Teutonic Order.
No.
well, it's because, like in history, the Teutonic Order secularized before it became Ducal Prussia. So that's what you got to do.
I wonder what flag Europa has. It would be very strange
I
if
think,
they had the modern EU flag. They could.
A ring of yellow stars on a blue banner, I think.
Yeah, I would say 95% chance it's just the European Union flag.
I fucking swear. No. Oh, no. They wouldn't. They wouldn't.
I mean, do you have a good suggestion for a pan-European flag for a
Not
pre-modern
really.
era?
Not really. Can't you form Europe in Vicky?
You can form
Yes.
it in Hawaii.
You can in Vicky.
You could form it in both, and it's just the EU flag, presumably.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is in
okay.
Hawaii. At least.
Well, in that case, yeah, that's just what it's gonna be. Prussia did need to be Protestant to form an EU4. It doesn't here? Oh yeah, it doesn't say anything about your religion.
There is a scroll bar, so maybe there's
Oh.
more. Actually, no. See the line on the
Yeah.
left end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
This
maybe
is
don't.
this is way too long of a scroll bar to be just to be just more of this. Yeah, yeah. But peace, the nobility needs to be at least kind of powerful. The clergy needs to be kind of not powerful. The nobility needs to have a couple privileges. The clergy can't have a particular privilege, and yeah, you can't be a holy order. Makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty simple, honestly. So just secularize as the Teutons, and you can do it seemingly. But I mean, why would you ever do that? That's not based. That's pretty cringe. Feels very out of place to just be the modern flag. Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. It does. But hey, that's why it's an optional thing.
Could be worse. Could be the proposed European Union flag that was literally just every tricolor combined.
No, 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 that is not okay. That is not okay.
Like what Spain does with their flag, where it's just a billion flags of all the nations that make up Spain.
Okay, that actually looks kind of cool though, because it's just the heraldry on a more simple background. I kind of like it, but I'm a big sucker for complicated heraldry.
Prussia becomes a monarchy. So you could do it as a theocratic. You could still do it as a theocracy. You just couldn't do it as a holy order. Yeah, as long as you stop being a holy order, it's probably a lot more easy to become a theocracy out of a holy order than just straight up becoming like a republic or some shit. I highly doubt that Europa has a custom name for whoever forms it, because that's it's what would they call like what would they call it, like big Italy but big. It's largest Italy, supreme Germany, truest Britain.
Gross Deutschland.
Imagine giving up being a cool building-based nation. Yeah, why would you stop being of holy order just to become Prussia? You conquered the Prussians. It's like, what the hell, man? Bigliest Burgundy has my vote. That has my vote right there. Oh, what the hell? Celtica? Celtica?
It's probably one of the ahistorical ones.
Yeah.
Well, not probably, it is.
It has rule. You need. So Welsh is in the Celtic culture group. So you need to be a Celtic culture group country. You need to have the rule on. You need to have the Celtic traditions government reform.
I wish they didn't call it Celtica. I wish they called it like Prethane, which is the actual name that the Welsh use.
Celtica is not Welsh Great Britain.
This is far bigger than that.
They say elsewhere that they've got Prethane as a cultural name for Great Britain if it's formed by the Welsh or by Celtic culture people. So this is something bigger. I mean, this is like ye ancient Celts.
Big fucking big.
Oh boy.
So this is likely Gaul plus the British Isles plus other ancient Celtic places.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's dipping into the Celtiberi as well. It's like you need to have it'll just like be like you need to have 175 locations in this region, and it will just show you like just Europe.
Yeah, ancient Western Europe.
Just you need to own 175 locations in traditional Celtic lands, and it's just a picture of the entirety of Western Europe except like southern Spain and southern Italy. Some exist to fulfill common player fantasies, but only appear if the player chooses the in-game rules to have less historical ones, which we will always play on in multiplayer games. Always.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't have the ahistoricals on, because that's just fun.
I am too... It's immersion breaking, so I don't think I want Celtica or...
You cannot form Rome unless you have ahistorical turned on. This is not a true Paradox game.
This is not a true Paradox game if you turn it on to begin with, my good sir. Don't know if you missed it, but is it possible to have the formation rules only affect the AI? Probably not.
Said that.
But That's a good point, though. I could see why someone would want that, but at the same time, I highly doubt that's an especially common thing. Um, I do, yeah. There's a lot of countries here. Holy shit.
And they've kept adding more and more as people have suggested them.
Oh my god. Fucking Ulster and Connacht are formables, man. That's how many shitter Irish tribes there are in this game.
Yes.
Holy shit. The Ilkhanate is just that's a legit country. Makes sense. That's gonna be
Rome.
Fun. Room.
Okay, let's go through this list nice and slow. United States, glorious tier 4. Latin Empire-based gaming.
That's ahistorical, though, for some reason. Why is that ahistorical?
It wasn't in this time frame. It was already gone.
But
Wait, okay, wait, actually, why is Latin Empire ahistorical, but all
Yeah.
Andalus is plausible?
that's really weird. Like you're really gonna put Latin Empire in the same category as Celtica?
Wait. Why is Room normal?
Rome is just a
Because
legit
there's so
country,
many
but the
of-
Latin Empire
so
isn't,
many
even
of
though the Latin
Rome
Empire
is-
did exist.
Yeah.
It should be
It's
plausible
a little weird.
because it didn't exist anymore. It was gone at this point, and it didn't reform. So by the same lot, it should be the same tier as the Latin Empire by this logic.
You want all the Romes in the same timeline now? No, back to your box, Rasak. Back to the box. I wonder what Egypt's formation rules are. Huh. Malaya, Ruthenia exists, but it's a tier 3. It's only tier 3. It is not as big as Russia. Also, it's only plausible. This is also oh, I like Sean being a formable, though. Yo, I'm down for that. That instantly makes up for everything. That Sean is a formable nation. Alon Deluce should be completely possible. The thing that makes it implausible is the fact that Granada was in the shitter and on its deathbed. Yes. I do not believe that the Ottomans will just be a unique localization of Rome. No,
I sincerely hope they're not.
I don't think that would be the case. No.
I know some EU4 mods do a thing where the Ottomans form Turkey, and their tag becomes Turkey instead of the Ottomans, but I don't know if...
I prefer
hope
the ones
they
that call it the Turkish Empire in those cases. That's at least a bit better.
It doesn't even... But the weird thing about that is that, like, why would a mod have that happen when the Ottomans were never interested in stopping being the Ottomans?
Well, I mean, at one point they were interested in being Rome.
That was yeah. Holy shit! It's rain. Yo, like 6 months late. Like 2.5 months late. Yeah, everyone gets one. It's okay. Bengal, Delhi, Deccan. Ethiopia is a formable. Interesting as well, yeah. The Inca, of course, which is a tier 3. Manchu. Mexico. Sokoto is another interesting one. That stands
Oh,
out.
Carthage, oh no.
Yes! Wait, that's only tier 2?
Yep.
Huh? A historical tier 2.
Ontario!
Africa.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
But what is Africa? Is this...
I guess it's like the Crusader state, if Catholics usually take Africa. That's usually how EU4 represents it.
I guess, yeah.
It's like a Crusader
province of
state in
Africa.
Tunis.
Yeah, specifically, it is. It's essentially the old Roman province of Africa, where there was a briefly lived Sicilian kingdom of Africa.
What the fuck is this though?
New Zealand.
That is New Zealand in
Oh,
Maori.
how do you know that?
Because they can form it already in EU4.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you
Also,
know
it's just
that?
it's just a really cool name.
I'm
Aotearoa.
I'm just confused why either of you would know what how New Zealand plays in EU4, man.
You see, because we're not bald, the information doesn't leak out of our heads.
That's true. We did discuss that yesterday. But it makes me far superior at using psychic spells. Yeah.
But also, far more vulnerable.
Yes, it's true. It is a dangerous trade-off.
If you listen closely, you can hear his brain frying from the microwave.
The hell is Mysterian playing? Dark Anthologies of what the hell was that?
He's in the other channel streaming it. It's a horror game.
Okay.
A two-person horror game where they screw each other over all the time because both of them are like that. But
That
anyways,
actually does sound fun.
Albania tier 2.
Why is Albania a formable?
Why is Holstein the same tier as England? Why is the Golden Horde the same tier as Holstein?
What's going on? Why are these formables? Like, I get Austria because you can be an Austrian country and you want to form Austria if you've defeated them or they've gone away or something.
Well, so remember that the tier logic here is so that you're able to move up the scale. So it doesn't necessarily mean these are equivalents. It just means they want these states to be able to form these states to form these states.
Why isn't fucking
When it comes to
Albania tier 1? Same with Holstein. Is what I'm getting.
Why
at
is-
here.
I feel like Golden Horde should be 3 because the only thing you'd want to form over that is like Mongol Empire or maybe China.
Yeah. Mongols are probably the Mongols are tier 4, and then once you're the Mongols, the only thing you'd want to form is big fucking tier 5 country. Why can't one form the Proto-Finnic Holy Roman Cognate?
Golden Horde the same tier as Navarra.
Cursed Golden Horde into Russia? No.
No. Golden Horde
No.
into Ruthenia into Russia.
No!
Do that.
You could! No. They'll set up their capital in Kyiv, and they'll pretend to be Ukrainians. No. They'll be living among us. No. Where Finland? Where Finland doesn't exist. I don't know. Now, Finland's going to be tier 1. Netherlands, Scotland, Switzerland, Tibet, Wales.
There's gonna be so many tier 2s, man. Connect tier 1.
Where is Finland?
Nobody listed it yet.
Glorious.
Nobody can form Finland.
There's no formable Finland! You can't form Finland! Oh. Their OBS disconnected for a second there. That was funny.
Stream down.
In the middle of me cackling maniacally, OBS decided to disconnect. They couldn't have me laughing at AIM anymore than that. No Finland for you. We have Mazovia in EU5 before Finland, yo.
Northumbria.
Finland was cancelled. We do not need Finland. Yes, this is true. But yeah, I mean, because all the Finnish cultures are in societies of pops for the various Finnic cultures in the region, because there's like 3 different Finnic cultures, and any of them that become a settled country will not be called Finland, because they will be a settled country of that culture specifically. So the only way that Finland could be made is theoretically if Sweden released a country that is Finnish culture, or if one of those countries became a settled tribe and then conquered the region and pressed a button. So I can see why that wasn't as important to them as most. And then AIM is coping. AIM gets to cope because he's just like, oh, still there are no Blackfoot because no walls. That's all he can do to cope. Yes. It still lacks a lot of formables from EU4. A lot of imperial circles, duchies, like Swabia, Westphalia. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh yeah, Arlay and Lotharingia aren't on the list. That would be fun. I'd like to actually have an Arlay formable, and we have a lot of different French cultures now. So you could do it as the Arpitan as well, which would be fun. I didn't know he's no, Estonia isn't on there either. Yeah.
Yeah, I expect Paradox is going to wake up tomorrow and revise the list with all the massive amounts of suggestions.
But we'll never get Finland. Never Finn. Right, well, let's continue on to the discussion of how Aragon works, which should be rather short, all things considered. But you're still mad about the Ural Hills? Yes. Yes. Well, I'm still mad about farmland. Join the club. At least stuff happened in Finland in the time period, unlike the entirety of Canada. Oh my god, he's so salty. Look at him. Look at him coping so hard. Let me remind you, AIM.
Read the damn diary.
I just need to let him know that there's more Finns in there's more Swedes in Finland than there are Finns. He just needs to be reminded. But yes, the Crown of Aragon. We'll blitz through this more, relatively speaking. Holy shit, this man's good. What the? Who is this man? 17 years old and he's God. Please consider the. I mean, yeah. I mean, he is kind of staring forward, like he's about to get run over by a car. But you know. Yes, the lands of Aragon, they have their lovely border guard in Sardinia. Yes. The starting diplomatic situation for the Kingdom of has the Kingdom of Majorca being a vassal, and the military order of Montesa being sponsored by Aragon, which is something we'll talk about in a future Tinto flavor, with other Catholic military orders. Next one, please. Make that the next one. What is the next one? It's not going to be that, but you make it. Talk about subject types and an interesting part of the Castilian player fantasy. Okay, maybe they will actually. Maybe they actually will talk about it next time then. Okay, I'm really looking forward to
colonies.
Next week's then.
Or that's what it might be talked about, colonies.
No.
Castilian player fantasy.
No.
Colonize the whole world.
No, they're going to talk about holy orders. You're going to talk about sponsored holy orders. I want to know how this works so that I can plan better how I'm going to code this shit.
I'm more interested in like all those subject types than the holy orders. Cool.
What the heck? Yeah, you better delete that, Gamalt. I got no idea what the hell you were typing. This new Aragon Castile almost exclave disgusts me. You mean the little nub? Are you not a fan of the nub? Little it's a little thingy. There's a little thingy creeping up inside Castile. Just going searching. You don't like that? The tumor. Border core equals good. I see this as an absolute win. I'm gonna be honest, man. Mallorca is my favorite country in EU5 because it has the islands. It owns some land that cuts Aragon off from France, and then it also owns some land just jutting up into France's underbelly. It's perfect. And these are the lands of the Order of Montesa, which is a building-based country. The first screenshot that you see, do you hover over the country flag at any panel? The BBC map mode? God, I forgot that that's how they actually are making it just BBC as the shortening. Okay.
Yeah, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation.
British, which would be a building-based country. The BBC. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Though I'm curious what the buildings actually are, because this is quite a few locations it's highlighting, and I was under the impression previously that when holy orders have commanderies, there's specifically a case where you can only get one in each country that you get sponsored by. So this is very different from what I understood. It's instead a case of you can be sponsored by a country and it allows you to build commanderies in their lands. Build based and best nations. Yes. Based best countries. What is a building-based country exactly? Oh, Rain doesn't know. He really has been missing. Yeah, it's a country that is just buildings. Like, it's a bank. The Medici banking family is a building-based country. You could play as the Medicis. Just banking. Just be a massive asshole. The Swiss are an actual country, but there are banks in the region. I know there's the Fugger banking family. The Dark Pictures Anthology, man of. But yeah, Holy Orders. There's the what the hell is it called in the north? In Switzerland, the Fuggers. I don't know where the Fuggers are. I just know that they're in the HRE somewhere. I think they're Swabians.
Yeah, they're in Swabia. Specifically, I want to say it's like Augsburg or something like that.
But they are, yes, they are a German banking family that exists at Game Start, and the Medici Bank comes into existence after a few decades. And you can play a bunch of different Catholic holy orders as well. Oh, and here's the Bardi family, for example. Yeah, that's right. You can see, yeah, some Florentine bankers present in Barcelona and Palma. There's they own some banking offices in the region, and so you build more banking offices, makes you more money, and you can build more banking offices. Just continue to acquire more wealth. Yes, the Hansa is the one I was thinking of. Yes. So you can play as a country that is just buildings. Yeah, it's very neat. And the Crown of Aragon starts with a reform of the same name. 15% sailors, 10% trade capacity, expected navy size. What is expected navy size?
Your states probably want you to have a navy of a minimum certain size. It's probably going to be your burghers saying, hey, if you don't have a navy this big, you're not protecting us properly.
That makes sense. The Crown of Aragon is a composite realm formed by several kingdoms and principalities with their institutions and laws. As a trade and seafaring-oriented country, it is a great naval power set to dominate the Mediterranean with their fleets. And also another unique one that portrays the traditional furos, whatever, I don't know what that means, used in most of the Pyrenean towns and cities for their government. It is unlocked by a functional cultural group called Pyrenean. Ooh! So there is a Pyrenean heritage shared by Aragonese, Basque, and Gascon. Ooh, that's fun. I like that. So if your primary culture is Basque, it's easier for you to accept other cultures that hug the Pyrenees. Yes, a culture can belong to multiple culture groups. All right. They're fully scriptable and thus moddable, so they can be created and used for multiple purposes. This is beautiful. I am very much loving being reassured that it is fully customizable and shit. Yes, I can't wait for human heritage. Human heritage incoming. But you... Estate satisfaction, just across the board is nice. Possible government reforms. I don't know what that means. Legitimacy is nice, though. But I do not know what the possible government reforms means. Oh, that's right. These are all government reforms. This is one. So if you have this one, it's just a free government reform. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I didn't think of that. The general privilege of Aragon. Yes, there's unique privilege that the nobility of Aragon has. Which is more legitimacy. And it gives you progress towards free trade and aristocracy. And this one gives you a big boost to plutocracy. For just being the crown of Aragon gives you lots of progress towards that. Which is interesting. So powerful aristocrats, merchants, and free trade. Unique maritime policy, the consulate of the sea. Progress towards naval. Yep, makes sense, of course. Trade advantage. Ooh, trade efficiency. Ooh, these are tasty. These are tasty. It's gonna help Aragon get first picks. They're gonna get the first pick on trades happening, which is delightful. Yeah, unique work of art. Yeah, because everyone gets a couple of unique works of art, seemingly. And here are some unique advances. They get the Almogavars, which is a term I've heard before. Yeah, it's a light infantry soldier. I use these guys in medieval too. Country. So they found employment as mercenaries in Italy, Franco-Cratia. What the hell? What the hell is the Franco-Cratia?
The Latin Empire.
Oh. Okay.
You know, autocratia, Francocratia, Frank like French.
Well, the only reason I know about the term autocratia is from frickin' Godhergia, so...
Basically, it's the lands ruled by the Franks, and the Franks in this sense mean the Crusaders, aka the Latin Empire and the Crusader states in Greece and the Byzantine Empire.
Makes sense. And they call it implausible, but they call the Latin Empire implausible, but it's listed right there.
Should be listed under plausible, at least. Well, not at least. That's where it should be. It's not historical anymore.
The Spertifero, you get some army morale, unique crossbowmen for regular troops, just regular professional Catalan crossbowmen. That's interesting. Nothing special in their requirements, though the 150 maximum strength is different. That is an unusual number, so that's curious. They get unique galley. I believe they showed us that a long time ago that they had there are some unique boats like that. But yes, claim I do know that the wife of the King of Naples is the titular Latin Empress. So theoretically, Naples should be one of the countries that can form the Latin Empire. Maritime presence plus 25%? Wow. They are really good at getting their maritime presence up then. That's a very large modifier. Maximum RGO size 10%? Whew. And Valencian Golden Age is another age of discovery. Prestige decay is reduced, and max literacy. Max literacy is always going to be nice. And some events relating to Jonat Matur. I don't know how to say these names. Ozias March. So you might be able to hire them as artists and also sponsor the famous novel that lo blanche. Yeah. Yes, max RGO size sounds fantastic. 10% of that. We don't know enough about how large RGOs can generally be, but 10% is definitely that is a substantial boost. Famous poet from Valencia. Yeah. I don't know. This is kind of neat, I guess. You can sponsor a famous book and you do some art. The Majorcan issue. Now this is something that's a little more interesting. There's an event that can trigger early on about the fate of the Kingdom of Majorca. Our vassal, the Kingdom of Majorca, has been a thorn in our side since their creation. The ruler King Jean III, the Rash of Barcelona, is rebellious and disrespectful. Their merchants creating trading alliances with the Genoese and other Western Mediterranean markets which exclude Catalan interests. And their insistence in signing diplomatic treaties with our rivals and enemies against our orders has made the situation unsustainable. We could use the fact that they mint their own coins, despite it being illegal under Aragonese law, to bring King Jean III to trial. Once he is in Barcelona, we could seize him and solve the issue once and for all. Go ahead with the plan and send the call. Or, I don't care about the tiny machinations of tiny men. Yeah.
Hobbits are sharpening knives.
So theoretically, you're gonna try and just annex them really early by arresting their king and just revoking the lands. But there's the disaster, the War of the Aragonese Union that may trigger in the case that Jean, Peter's brother, is no longer the heir. So if Pierre gets a son, if Pierre has a son, then the crown prince, his brother, might get uppity. All right, all right. Crown Prince Jean de Urgella has been expelled from Valencia and barred entry into Catalonia and Zaragoza to prevent the spread of his poison to other nobles. Instead, he has made a mockery of our king's orders and has called his co-conspirators to meet him outside the city of Zaragoza. And together, they have reignited the rebellion that humiliated King Alphonse III, the liberal of Barcelona, the Union of Aragon. The lies of Crown Prince Jean de Urgella are mixing the old grievances that the Aragonese nobility and cities hold against the crown to create a bonfire that is quickly spreading all over Zaragoza. Let's hear their demands, maybe the issue can be resolved peacefully, or we will give no hearing to rebels and traitors. Ooh, we get some deep code look here. Look at this purple background, what the heck? 50%. Oh, each month. Whoa! Each month a 50% chance of an event firing. Ooh. Like how the models have real hair and facial hair, unlike CK3. I don't know. I don't know what's so different about this than what CK3 has in your eyes, but alright, I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're happy, Gamalt. And yes, I'm sure most people do in fact prefer the 2D portraits. Yes, yes. Hmm. Estate, but yes, you get estate satisfaction going down, stability decay, huge penalties to stability decay, and it's very expensive to invest in stability. Oh boy, this is terrible. This is a bad one. The Aragonese Union and the Valencian Union are two groups of the anti-monarchic nobles and burghers that are rebelling against the crown. There's also some regional content. The first is an event that may trigger a chain about the most important institution in the Kingdom of Aragon. The Chief Justiciar. Given to their demands, or it must remain under the crown's control. If you give in to their demands, you lose some legitimacy. and you move towards decentralization, and you grant the nobility the justitia of Aragon. So, eh, hard to say if this is a good or bad thing. Parliament-based support plus 20%. Well, that does actually sound pretty nice. Oh, but the minus 25% crown power is not good at all. Ugh. All are troublesome. There's a more pleasant triggering event related to Valencia. Silk trading building. Construct a unique. Oh, is this?
Yes,
Is this
the
a
building's
unique?
right below.
Is this
The
a
building's right below.
is this a unique building then? Because this is
It's
building.
right below.
I
Joffrey.
fucking know, Dark. I can read it, but it's saying that this is not like the name of a normal building. Is this so? This is either a unique building. Yeah, this description here is like talking about how stunning, how much of a stunning architectural masterpiece it is. This is making it sound like this is I think this is the first example that we've seen then of like the equivalent of a special building, where it's not something you can build by normal means, and it has unique effects as a building. Because basically every special building that we've seen so far has been a work of art, like the University of Sancor. Is for some reason it's a work of art. This here is very much a this is specifically a special building you get from a special event, and you do not upgrade this. I don't think you do, at least. And everyone's talking about Stellaris still in the chat. Oh dear. But in any case, this makes the burgers much stronger in the region, gives you some trade advantage, and silk output is increased. I do like, yeah, it gives you that is silk. That's what that resource is. And some dyes. So you need dyes and silk. But then it makes the region produce more silk. That's very strange. Much more. Well, they say much more, but yeah, it's hard for us to know. It's impossible for us to know how much is the much more, but they showed Versailles from an earlier event. Oh, maybe they did. That does sound familiar, Rasak. I do think they mentioned it, yeah. I think you are right that they mentioned and even showed Versailles at some point. So yeah, I guess there's just so many things. It's so easy to forget about individual cases like that. So I was forgetting that it is confirmed that there are unique buildings. It's all they keep showing us unique artwork, and all the unique artwork. So much of the unique artwork is things like something you have as a special building in EU4. Lots of cathedrals, for example. But with this, I really must be going. I thanks to my rambling, I dragged this on a little longer than I should have, and I have things to do and places to be, tragically. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up now. Good luck catching up on all the VODs if that's your intention, Rain. I'll give you A for effort. But for now, I'm sorry that we're continuing the trend of not looking at the comments. So I have to go. So I'll thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.